Never thirsty. Never thirsty.
That's live. There we go. There's Derek. Can you hear? Yeah.
The grumblings.
He never
left.
left.
The grumblings from the hip hop guys.
He never left. Yes.
Share such truth, you know.
So yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said, but I said that, like, you know, you mentioned R&B was like a very prominent on the radio at that point, and I said, like, for me, I'm a little younger, but the first time I kind of realized hip hop had truly arrived was when Shaka Khan came out. There was a rap dancing, there was DJ, it was okay. Now they're mixing an R&B together. Did you know what I'm talking about there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, remember, Shaka Khan was for LA at that time was paramount because of Shabba-Doo and the LA City Breakers. They brought a lot of that. They brought that, and remember in the movie Breaking, you know, that was our first. That was our first taste of what it looked like. You know, obviously we had other movies before that, like Beat Street, and you know, which were all great movies. Especially
Breaking was like a whole other like crossover mainstream.
That was a whole
animal
level
of its own.
For LA, for LA kid, absolutely. You know, being from LA meant everything.
So how did you go from, oh, my cousin's got a song on the radio, to like, okay, this is what I want to do? Was it kind of like, well, if he can do it, then I can do it? Or what, like, you know, you said he inspired you. So is that what you mean?
Actually, man, another part of the story, and this would be the first time publicly I've shared this. I was actually a part of the youngest DJ's crew in Los Angeles history.
Whoa.
We did all of the parties around
wild.
town. There was Ultra Wave, there was Uncle Jam's Army, and then there was us called the Blast Crew. And all of us sat at a median age of about 14, and we did house parties. And what established that for me was him. You know, my need for it was, now that I knew I had a cousin who was doing it, I was like, you know what? Me and my guys were like, let's start a DJ crew. But we had one really ambitious member in the squad, and he was the guy whose mother bought all the equipment. He had all the records. So, you know, at that point, we would put up. You guys are too young to remember this, but there was a time where we used to have these signs up all around LA that said, "Are you looking for a DJ?" So these very signs birthed the youngest DJ squad, who got respect from like Chris the Glove, General
what kind
Lee.
of stuff were you guys playing? What kind of stuff were you guys playing?
R&B. Going back to your point.
Yeah.
So we play, you know, Parliament, but then remember, that was also at the cusp of when hip hop was starting. So, you know, we played Rapper's Delight and a couple LA records and whatever, you know. We got into a record pool. And that record pool really was what gave us a lot of the inside too, you know, to where we could, you know, we got ahead of the curve. So, yeah, man, my friends and I, we had this conversation about a couple weeks ago, and I can't believe I keep just gracing over that like that's not important. You know, that was the beginning of my hip hop career, you know, right here on the streets of LA.
And how much did you guys used to charge for parties?
$200. And $200, and we're talking about it now. Mind you, this is $200 in 1978, 79.
I mean, that's like $2,000.
That's like $2,000, champ. I mean, you know, that was burgers for everybody. You know, let's go. Obviously, we didn't have vices, but sadly, early on, you know, we were early cannabis adopters at that age. You know, it just is what it is, and that was everything for us, is DJing and you know, just going to school. It was like unbelievable, because when we started to get credit from the other big, the people who were older, like I said, General Lee, if you remember him, and Chris the Glove Taylor. When these guys kept, you know, pointing at us like that's the young next coming crew, you know, we took great pride in that. That was a phenomenal moment.
Never thirsty.